You were taught that Thoth's temple was lost, swallowed by the sands of Egypt, erased by time, nothing more than myth. But that's the lie. The story the priests left behind to keep the uninitiated blind. Because Thoth's true temple was never made of stone. It had no columns, no walls, no gate. It existed in a place no army could conquer, the hidden geometry of the soul. Those who claimed to seek it looked in deserts, in ruins, in forgotten catacombs, and they always failed. The entrance is not physical, it's vibrational. Only those who awaken the forbidden formulas of the soul can find it. These are not spells in the ordinary sense. They are living codes, patterns that rewrite reality by rewriting the self. The priests called them the 9 breath keys, but they spoke in riddles to hide their terror, because whoever unlocked them ceased to be mortal. The moment the last breath was uttered, they didn't die. They expanded, dissolving into what the ancients called the living light of Thoth. And from there, they never returned. According to the oldest fragments of the Emerald Codex, Thoth constructed a temple in 2 layers, one in matter, one in mind. The physical was only the anchor, the illusion, but the true sanctuary existed in vibration, accessible only through the forbidden formulas of the soul. These formulas weren't chants or incantations, they were states of consciousness that could rewire the energy structure of existence. The first formula stilled the body, silencing all movement. The second stilled the breath. The third stilled thought. By the 7th, the initiates ceased to perceive separation at all. The self dissolved into the field of divine mind. To the outside world, they looked lifeless, their body empty. But within, they had entered the hidden temple. And there, Thoth awaited, not as a god, but as a frequency, a presence that pulsed through the fabric of being itself. Those who returned from that space described the same paradox. I saw myself for the first time, and I was not there. The forbidden nature of these teachings wasn't because they were evil. It was because they rendered all authority meaningless. Once a person entered the hidden temple, they could no longer be ruled by fear, faith, or law. They became self-realized, sovereign, and the ancient powers could not allow that. So they told humanity that heaven was above, hell was below, and salvation lay somewhere in between. But Thoth's temple proved otherwise. It showed that heaven and hell are internal frequencies, states of vibration that the soul can traverse. The temple, therefore, wasn't a place to worship. It was a place to remember. When the priests of On and Hermopolis discovered fragments of the forbidden formulas, panic spread through the spiritual order. Men who once obeyed their gods began transcending them. The temples of power began to crumble. So the high priests decreed these teachings heresy. They burned scrolls, sealed crypts, and silenced initiates who dared to speak of the hidden temple. Some fled to Nubia, others to the Sinai, carrying fragments of Thoth's code. To erase their memory, the pharaohs created false myths. Temples built in Thoth's name but devoid of his essence, filled with ritual but empty of awakening. The true formulas of the soul were buried not in tombs but in language. They were broken into symbols, scattered across hieroglyphs and hidden inside chants, so only those with inner sight could restore them. For centuries, seekers believed the knowledge was gone, but Thoth had always warned, you cannot destroy what is written in light. The hidden temple is not beneath the earth, it's within you. Every soul carries its own sealed sanctuary built from memory older than time. The forbidden formulas are not ancient magic. They are your natural states of power. When you fall into deep silence and your thoughts dissolve into stillness, you touch its doorway. When you act from pure awareness, you activate its walls, and when you realize that you were never separate from creation, you enter its central chamber. Thoth's temple isn't something to find. It's something to become. cost of entry is everything you believe yourself to be. You must surrender identity, fear, and all attachment to the world. That's why so few return. They don't vanish, they transmute. What emerges isn't the same being who entered. It's the soul unveiled, the fragment of the divine that remembers its own design. The formulas aren't hidden because they're dangerous. They're hidden because humanity isn't ready to see how powerful it truly is. Long before Egypt rose, when Atlantis still glimmered in the western seas, Thoth was the keeper of the 7 spheres, the vibrations that held reality together. He built the Hidden Temple after the fall of that world, encoding the formulas of the soul so that knowledge would survive the flood. The first formula governed light, teaching that perception creates the visible. The second controlled sound, the vibration that shapes reality. The third defined form, the boundary that consciousness projects upon energy. The fourth unraveled polarity, the dance of opposites that drives evolution. The fifth revealed mind, the field that gives rise to all experience. The sixth unlocked memory, the archive of every soul that has ever lived. And the seventh, the most dangerous, controlled return, the power to dissolve back into source without death. Thoth sealed the temple using the resonance of the 8th tone, a sound so pure it could only be heard by the soul. Those who meditated upon it reported visions of golden corridors and infinite mirrors, each reflection showing not another person, but another version of themselves, each living in a different universe. The initiate who could face all 72 reflections without fear was granted access to the inner chamber, a luminous sphere where the voice of Thoth whispered, "You were never born. You only forgot the hidden temple was never lost. It's part of the cosmic design, a nexus between spirit and form existing in every conscious being." The forbidden formulas of the soul are the same principles modern physics hints at: vibration, resonance, unity, and observation shaping matter. Thoth's ancient science and quantum mechanics are mirrors of each other, both declaring that consciousness is the true architect. To speak his name in understanding is to align with that field. Every awakening soul contributes to rebuilding the temple across humanity, not in stone, but in awareness. And when the vibration reaches critical mass, Thoth's temple will reappear not as a structure, but as a state of being that engulfs the entire planet. But knowledge always breeds fear. As centuries turned, those who rediscovered fragments of the formulas twisted them into occult power. They used Thoth's wisdom to manipulate, not to awaken. Thus the true temple fell again, hidden behind ego, greed, and the illusion of control. The divine science became dogma once more, and the vibration dimmed. Yet the temple still hums beneath the noise of the world. Every soul who dares to look within, to dissolve their limits, rebuilds a fragment of it. The hidden chamber awaits, not in Egypt, but in you. Enter the silence. The doorway opens not with words, but with remembrance. The hidden temple of Thoth is waiting, and it recognizes its own.